Hey everyone, welcome to Mountain Beast Mysteries. Today I thought instead of going over Bigfoot footage, we would talk a little bit about something else, and the topic I chose for today is the different types of Bigfoot. Now, we haven't really spoke about this very much on the channel, but if you go on YouTube and you go in the search bar and type like different types of Bigfoot, you will see quite a few videos that people have made kind of categorizing the different types of Bigfoot, mostly based on physical appearance, but also kind of based on behavioral characteristics. I want to say not so much though. The physical thing is definitely a lot bigger, but you have your typical like patty Bigfoot, like what you would generally describe as a Bigfoot or as a Sasquatch, and then you have the Bigfoot creatures that are not so much creatures but are more humanoid. They have more human facial features and characteristics. A lot of people think of those ones as like the ancient beings, the ancient ones. And then you have ones that kind of go way out there, kind of like the dogman thing. You have these creatures that almost have like canine teeth. They have snouts, and I personally wouldn't even bother classifying that as Sasquatch. If this dogman thing is a real thing that's going on, I wouldn't even call that a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch. I would call that something totally different. Though you will hear like dogman reports kind of categorized with Bigfoot reports, but I kind of view them as two different things. Now, all across the world, we have different Bigfoot creatures, and they're called different things, and they have different characteristics. We have the orang pendek, the yowie, we have our yeti creatures in the Himalayan mountains. And in, like South America, it seems we have lots of smaller Bigfoot creatures that are not as tall, not as bulky. And then, of course, there's the skunk ape. I feel like the skunk ape has more actual ape characteristics than anything else. Like, is that one photo floating around of the skunk ape creature. Apparently, it's a skunk ape creature. I don't know. It looks very much like an orangutan, and I think that's very interesting. It's probably the most realistic cryptid photograph out there on the internet. Most likely because it's probably a real animal. Not sure what it is, but down in the southern states and in Florida and the Everglades, you're getting a lot closer to that jungle territory than what we have here in, the northern parts of North America, like up in Canada. We don't have anything like that. Now, I do think that categorizing Bigfoot into like different types is kind of really getting ahead of, what we should be focusing on. I think we should be focusing on kind of finding and establishing Bigfoot as a real creature first before like categorizing it into types, because we don't really know for a fact what these types are, in the sense that one of them could be a female and one of them could be a male. Like, they're going to have different characteristics. They're also going to have different characteristics based on their age, right? Like a human child looks a lot different than a fully grown adult. So you're going to have different physical characteristics based on age, and also different behavioral characteristics based on age, and maybe even based on gender as well. We don't really know. These are all theories. All of this is hypothetical. And even based on like small geographical differences, you might have differences in behavior. I don't even know if classifying things based on behavior is a good way to go, because I know in other animals, like, you could have a dog that is totally like an awful dog and bites people and it's just a horrible dog, or you can have a really nice dog that likes people, is safe around kids. It's the same way with like bears. There's problem bears out there that are just mean and will go after people, and like the majority of them aren't, but you have bears that mostly just mind their own business and are snooping around and just looking for food, and then you have bears that are out to get people. And I think it's all based on how they're interacting with, the world around them, and, how people are interacting with them. But I find it would be a really difficult thing to accurately like categorize these things, especially when a lot of eyewitness reports aren't that clear. Now, there's a lot of reports that are clear, where people can apparently make descriptions up that are accurate to what they saw or what they remember seeing, but then there are reports that are kind of fuzzy, right? Reports where, you know, it happened so fast and they only remember portions of it, or maybe it happened a long time ago. You know, things can get pretty fuzzy. So I think just focusing on, you know, the discovery of Sasquatch in general is the best way to go right now, and to not really worry about categorizing them. There's some videos that are out there on YouTube that claim that there's like 10 different like types. I don't want to say species, even though it could be. Maybe there's different species of Sasquatch, I don't know. But 10 different types of Sasquatch. What classifies something as a Sasquatch? I mean, you have the Dogman thing. Are all of these things Sasquatch, like all these different types, or are they different things? Is Sasquatch just a general term? You know, and there's many different names for Sasquatch based on, you know, geographical location, and a lot of these names are based on like the human culture in the area. So the people will make up the names for these things based on where they are, even though in some cases there are certain physical characteristics, like the orang pendek seems completely different than, you know, your typical North American Sasquatch. I just think at the current time it's best to focus on, you know, what's actually happening out there in the bush, what people are finding. I think it is good to, you know, record behavioral patterns. You know, if people are having encounters, the behavioral thing is a lot more important, I think, than the physical thing. Because, you know, if you're studying the behavior, you can kind of get a sense of how to approach these things or how to locate them and interact with them. It doesn't really matter at this point what they look like, you know. And, you know, like even, you know, human beings, there's so much diversity in human beings based on geographic location, right? And, you know, even, you know, human beings of the same race are so drastically different, right? You could have, you know, a tall, thin man or a short, fat man, and they look totally different, but they're the same species. Who knows what, you know, the ranges of diversity like within the Sasquatch. I don't want to say species because we don't even know what differentiates each Sasquatch as a species. Like, there's so many different great apes. I mean, you have like bonobo apes and billy apes and chimpanzees, and they're all like very similar, but they're different species. So I don't know. I think just for now, focusing, like for field research, focusing on the behavioral patterns, because that you can kind of like get a sense of if something's interacting with you, if something's coming into camp, or if something's messing with your gifting station. There's a lot more information there, you know, to help figure out what these things are than the physical characteristics, because, you know, in the end it doesn't really matter at this point, you know, what category it is of Bigfoot, what type. I mean, we're gonna need one from every part of the world to kind of put that list together. So the main goal right now in this research is to, you know, prove scientifically that the Sasquatch is a real creature, you know, to have it be like recognized as a real being or animal or whatever it is. We can worry about, you know, the different types of it and, you know, the sexual dimorphism and all that kind of stuff like afterwards. Let's just, you know, get that evidence of, you know, the Sasquatch being a real creature, because, you know, there's a lot of you out there who have had sightings. You know, you've had your own encounters. Maybe you know somebody who has had an encounter. At the end of the day, we just want to know if there's giant ape-like bipedal hominids walking around in the forests of North America and in other parts of the world that, you know, have remained hidden from science and from the world, you know, for many, many years. That's the goal right now. Those are just my thoughts on this. I want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. If you haven't watched the Supernatural Sasquatch yet, check it out. It's not too far down on the list of YouTube videos here at Mountain Beast Mysteries. Feel free to share it anywhere on social media. Get it out there. And also, if you haven't seen WILDMAN, the Bigfoot Odyssey, have a look at that one as well. If you want to become a patron, check out the Patreon page. We've been doing weekly videos on there discussing things, I guess, that are a little more risky than, you know, what I like to put out here on the main Mountain Beast Mysteries YouTube channel. I kind of open things up on there so we can talk about, you know, not just the Bigfoot thing, but we can talk about other paranormal things, other mysteries, pretty much anything you guys want to chat about. So that's good. If you want to get any Mountain Beast Mysteries merch, any t-shirts, sweaters, check out the Spreadshirt t-shirt shop. We got a lot of stuff on there. That's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you subscribe, click the notification button. Let's make this channel grow. I can't believe we're over 50,000 subscribers. You know, I'm sure it won't be that long before we're at 60,000, and then, you know, 70, 80, 100,000's the goal. I want to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers, but we'll see how long it takes. Alright guys, thanks for watching this episode of Mountain Beast Mysteries. We'll see you next time.